Okay, so in this video I'm going to tell you how you can structure your React app. So in React, the folder structure that we follow is there is an index.jsx file, and before that there is a index.html file. And here you can see index.html. So what happens is that when you access the React server, this file is served, and here you can see there is one script tag, and type is module. That means it is an ES6 module, and this is the file that will get called dist/index.js. Now where is this index.js file? So index.js file is here in the source. There is an index.js file and it is not a JS file. So why the JS is mentioned here? The reason why the JS is mentioned here is that Webpack or other tools like Snowpack, these bundlers, what they do is, or transpilers, they will convert this index.jsx file into JS file, because browser doesn't understand JSX, it only understands JavaScript files, and that's why we are given here JS. And this dist directory is given because bundler will create that directory and put all the files in that directory. That's why we are given here dist/index.js. If you look at snowpack.config.js, you can see the source of our application is put into the dist directory, and that's why we mentioned there /dist. Okay, so index.html is there, which references index.jsx, this file. And what this file is doing is, it is calling this render method on this React DOM. And what this render method does is that it renders the component under this particular element. So this element is actually a root element that we have defined in the index.html. And what is happening here is this app component will be rendered on this root element. Okay, now where is this app coming from? So app is a component and we have put it into the components directory. So you can give any name to this directory, but components is the precise name, I'll say. So app.tsx. So let us see what's in here. So that is how you can structure your application, React application. So whatever you need, you can reference or import those things there, like that. You can also import the CSS files as well. And then what you can do is you can create a function based component or class based component. Here there is a function based component. So function based component is nothing but just a function. As you can see, this is JavaScript function, and it returns one JSX expressions. So this is JSX, and a typical web application has the header. So we have got one header component that gets rendered. After that there is a routes. So every application has got some pages. So we have in React, we generally divide pages into the components, and there is a footer component that we have created. So these components are user created and you can put anything there, but this browser router, this component is comes from the React library itself, that is not user defined, but these things we have defined. The route, this particular component also comes from the React library, but you can configure, like you can give the path and you can also give the component which will be rendered when user hits this endpoint or route. So in header you can put anything that you want. So I'll show you what I have. So you can see in the header I am using this material UI app bar, and I'm putting some links there. So these links are actually nav links. So these are nav links, they are not traditional href links. So in traditionally, if you click on the link, whole page will refresh. But in React, what happens is the component gets rendered on the client side itself. The request is not made to the server unless there is a background Ajax call, but the page will not refresh. So here you can see there is a home route and then there is a products route. You can see this URL is changing, but what is not changing is the page reload. Page remains the same, and that's the beauty of the React. Everything happens at the client side. So this is our header, this is our main content component, and this is the footer. So these are the components that get rendered based upon the route. So you can see that if I click on the products, actually what's happening is this /products route gets called, and then in turn it calls the product component. So whatever we have configured here. So if you hit products, this main content component will be rendered. So that's how you can structure basically your React application. And I have used the Material UI library or Material UI components extensively. So here you can see this link list item. All this is coming from Material UI core library, and I'm using that in my React application. So if you have more questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video.